Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping back down into the charts to take a look at what has been going on with Vechain. We've seen a pretty good run so far and I kind of want to go through the data to kind of give you an idea of what I expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, completely free, so why not check it out? I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. Right, let's jump on down into Vechain here. A little bit to talk about what's going on with the recent moves. So we are paired up with USDT. We are on the daily chart right now, and we have moved 85% since the 13th of March, so pretty good. Not the best one out there, obviously, but still significantly better than others. I mean, you haven't seen things like Bitcoin move 85%, for example, or Ethereum move 85%, but it's definitely doing better than some of the more kind of higher cap ones out there, but obviously not as good as maybe things like 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 or AGIX or 𝗕𝗚𝗠 and things like that. Okay, so it's still doing really, really well. Essentially, what we've got here is, or what we've been tracking on our daily chart, is we want to see an impulsive move, right? So we've got wave 1, wave 2 coming down to this low point. Wave 3 gets triggered up here at 8.1 cent. We then have some kind of fourth wave correction, and then finally a fifth wave on this daily chart. Okay, so that's kind of the play. However, right now, as it stands at this point of recording, it is not an impulsive move. It's very, very close to it, but we have an A, we have a B, and we have an overextended C wave currently. And this is because we haven't actually crossed 8.193 just yet. Now, I had to adjust this a little bit. I had to make it super, super accurate just based on how close this one particular wick got, right? And it just basically means we're just narrowly missing it on the daily chart at the moment. It doesn't mean that we're not going to hit it. I just want to be really clear that at the point of recording this video, this is not technically an impulsive move yet. Okay, we have to hit this and we have to surpass it. Okay, so essentially this is just ABC at the moment. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump down to the smaller time frame and see whether or not we are going to hit such a trigger point. So we're going to jump to the hourly, right, and we're going to take a look at the recent move, right? So we have our ABC move going on, sorry, not ABC, but our impulsive move coming on up here. We're actually in a fifth wave. Now, there's lots of different ways we can count this. This is definitely not the neatest way of looking at it. So I might actually just adjust this a little bit, so it makes a little bit more sense. I think it'll be better if I have it like this with some kind of correction right here in the middle. So what I'll do is I'll just draw that up there, right? So it makes it a little bit less noisy. And essentially, if we actually take a look, we end up with a slightly odd structure here. Essentially, we've got 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. And that would be odd, right? Incredibly odd, because essentially you normally have I say normally, you should have just 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, right? So you have 3 motive moves, which are your 5 waves, and 2 corrective moves. Okay, but essentially what we've got here is actually 4 motive moves. So there might be something I've done incorrectly here to miscalculate something, and it might just be that the scale of this is a little bit off somewhere. So that's one for me to take offline and really review, but it doesn't change where we are right now. It's just something might have gone wrong somewhere in these earlier moves. Nonetheless, I'll take a look at that offline and I will figure out where that move may have been misplaced. Nonetheless, we have a very definitive, after an ABC correction, which we spoke about yesterday, coming down to this low point, which I should put this yellow box in. We actually just narrowly missed that. If I zoom in a little bit here, let me just get rid of that as well for a sec. So as we come in here, you can see that we actually had a low of 6.33, and I had this down at 6.321. So essentially a little bit higher than where I actually put my yellow box, but we're close. A little bit off though at the same time. essentially we had the 1, 2, 3 waves come up. We had the fourth wave come down. This is pretty standard actually here. Nothing too kind of glamorous. Just 1, 2, 3, A, B, C down, and then that's our fourth wave done. And then we started tracking up with our fifth wave. Now the fifth wave is not yet done. If we take a look at the stochastic RSI, and why I do think we are likely to hit that impulsive trigger today is that we're oversold on our hourly chart, meaning that we are more than likely going to go past this blue line, which is our impulsive trigger on our daily chart. Okay, so this fifth wave looks to go up higher than that. So essentially it looks like there's going to be some kind of move in here to continue the push up. Now there's a lot of noise going on here, lots of profits being taken, so we do not have really good kind of sub wave counts inside this fifth wave. Okay, but at some point it doesn't make a lot of sense, in the same way that the third wave doesn't either. There's not a lot of noise, there's not a lot of wave counts in there. The only way you can count that is the wicks inside of these, counting as both wave 2 and 4, for example. So there's a lot of noise going on here. It's not neat by any stretch of the imagination, but we should go up and we should go higher than our 1.618 on our daily chart, 81.91 I think it was. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, 81.93, sorry. Okay, so that's the impulsive trigger that you see there. Now, essentially, if we actually measure the distance on our fourth wave, we can get a little bit clever about where we think things are likely to go. Okay, so if I put that back for a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of this fifth wave, right? The minimum that I would expect this fifth wave to go to would be 1.236, this being 0.08241. Again, that would put it just above our blue line and creates an impulsive trigger on our daily time frame. The 1.382 resonates incredibly well at the moment, this being 88.391, but the most common I see in crypto is 1.618, this being 8.639. All of those options are above our trigger point, so therefore I am very confident in thinking that we are likely to go ahead and become impulsive on our daily time frame, following the kind of same direction that we've seen with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗑. Okay, ultimately hitting these points, pulling back with some kind of correction afterwards, which might be a larger one. We'll have to watch and see what that looks like, and then we end up with another impulsive move as we look to complete wave 5 on the daily time frame. Okay, so we're really early on in this journey, and I kind of want to illustrate that a little bit by jumping on up into our daily chart here for a sec. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the fib that I just drew on there because we don't want to see that. So as we kind of zoom out here, it can be quite noisy. I'm going to remove that as well. Essentially what we've got is what I'm hoping will become wave 1, wave 2. This will become wave 3. We'll have some kind of fourth wave pullback, and then we'll have a fifth wave going higher. Okay, and these are not exactly where they're going to land. I'm just drawing them, approximately. Now, what this basically will mean is you'll have 5 waves up. Now, on our weekly chart, all of that move right there would just be an illustration of a wave 1. Okay, so wherever that might land, that will be a wave 1. Then there'll be some kind of wave 2 correction, and then there'll be a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5, for example. And all of this, guys, might just be a wave 1 on the monthly chart. Okay, so when we start thinking about what's going on here with these sub-wave counts, etc., all of that on the weekly might just form one here. Then you end up with a much bigger structure, leaving this entire thing to the upside. Okay, so essentially for Vechain, it's actually really, really well placed. There's a lot of noise kind of going on the smaller time frames. It gets easier to look at on the larger ones. So if you ever are confused or in doubt, just zoom out and you should be doing well. But essentially what we're doing is we're tracking the daily move, and we're mapping that down into our hourly charts, essentially looking for all of the correct structure that should sit inside of here, and then we kind of carrying it on as we kind of progress up into the larger time frames. Essentially, I do think that we are likely to go past the 1.618 today. Here for Vechain, we have those targets set out on our hourly chart, so we do have them right up there. And then essentially, I think will be some kind of corrective play, so that we can then see a fourth wave correction on our daily chart, then going into a fifth wave, and then we'll see a much larger correction after that, in my opinion. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there, but if you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.